Hi, my name is Joe Malmisser, and I'm an interpretive naturalist for Summit Metro Parks. And today, in the Backyard Explorers program, we're going to be talking about trees. They're all around you. They're in your backyard, they're in your neighborhood, and what we're going to do is become a tree detective. Leaves are one of the most important parts of a tree. It's come in all different shapes and sizes, just like people. But do you think leaves are always green? They're not. In the fall, the chlorophyll dies and the true color of a leaf comes out. And that is, with the maple tree, it's usually an orange or a yellow. Red maples are red. So the true color of a tree is actually what you see in the fall. Now, all trees have different types of leaves. Some leaves have big scoops in them, or these are called lobes. And look at this tree here. This leaf is long and skinny, but it has lots of lobes as well. We come over here and look at this tree. This tree's leaf looks like a fan. And this is the only tree that we have in northeastern Ohio that looks like a fan, and it's called a Gingko tree. Some leaves look like hearts. This is a Catalpa, and you might see a Catalpa tree in your backyard. Now, how can you tell the differences between the trees? Let me think. Maybe if you had a key. Maybe keys. Like car keys, a skeleton key, but how about a dichotomous key? And this is a special key that gives you all kinds of clues, because if you want to be a tree detective, you need to follow a certain path. So, are all the trees that we've talked about so far are deciduous trees? Some trees have needles, and they're pointy and pokey. Ouch! Pine trees have very long needles, and some evergreen trees have short needles, and they're very soft. And these are called fir trees, and they're also evergreen. So you can have a pine tree and a fir tree, but there's also another type of special evergreen tree that loses its needles. This is a very special evergreen tree. This is called a larch or tamarack, and it is very soft, and its leaves look like needles, but these needles fall off. So if you want to trick your parents and say, what evergreen tree can lose its needles, all you have to remember is the larch. So, if we want to use this key, the first thing we have to answer is, does this tree have needles or broadleaves? Obviously it has broadleaves. So then you go down to, are the leaves compound or simple? This is a simple leaf because it only has one leaf. Okay? Determine if the tree has needles or not. Then we have to look at if the leaf arrangements are opposite or alternate. Here we have them as opposite. See where they come? The stems are opposite each other. It's alternate. See, it goes here and here and here and here. So that means it's an alternate arrangement. Some branches or some leaves have what we call compound leaves. And instead of having one leaf like this, it has a bunch of little leaflets coming off. And this would be a opposite arrangement on the leaflets. There are some that are alternate arrangement on the leaflets as well. you will find lots of these in your backyard, especially in the city, and this is a locust tree. Another question that's asked on the key is the tree palmately compound? And this is an example of a Buckeye tree that is palmately compound. See, instead of the leaflets like the locust that go back and forth, this comes out one spot, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like your fingers are attached to your palm of your hand. So that is called palmately compound. What attaches leaves to trees is called the petiole. Some are long, some are short, some are fat, some are real skinny. So, if you want to use this key and become a real tree detective and figure out what tree is in your backyard, all you have to do is print this offline, take it outside, and follow it step by step. There are clues at the bottom of the paper to give you an idea of what you're looking at. Thanks again for watching Backyard Explorers, and hopefully you'll become a true tree detective.